Good morning, this is Captain Brian with this morning's edition of Get Boativated. Today we're talking about pricing your products and services in your business. And everybody in their life has shopped in their day. They've always seen the price $7.99, $8.99, $9.99. It always ends in 99 cents. There is a proven subliminal thought in your head that it's a little bit cheaper than $10 if it's $9.99, even though it's only a penny, but you still see the 9 first before you say, oh my gosh, 10 bucks, you know. And it's the same thing whether it's $99 if it's $105. A $99 item is going to sell a lot more than a $105 item. And a lot of people, when you get into your own little business, you got a little side hustle, you got a little something, whether you're creating something in your house that you're making to sell on the internet or whatever your business is, you got to figure out how to price. One, you got to take down the evaluation of what it costs in just physical products for your property, for whatever you're making, you know, and then like, what's all your costs in doing that? And then you got to figure out how much time you're putting in to have it made. Are you hiring someone to make it for you, you know, so you can sell it, or are you making it yourself because you're just starting out? You know, and register your time and figure out what a price would be that if you hired someone to make something for you, what would you pay them to do it? It would be $12 an hour, 15 bucks an hour, depending on how technical it is, maybe 25 bucks an hour. And you got to figure that into the price, and then you take on the full cost of a little bit of overhead. You know, if you're renting a warehouse, you got to figure out a little bit of money for that, your insurance, all that stuff adds up together. And obviously the more volume you can do out of that location, some doesn't change. Like your rent will never change, but the more product you make, that rent gets cheaper per item. You know, if you make 10 items, whatever it is, you make 10 items a month, you know, and your rent's $1,000, you know, so you're spending $100 a month per product, you know, that you're making. But now if you can make 200, it drops the price to $50 a product, you know, and that way. But so you got to consider those things when you're doing it. Some people don't think, they think, oh, I can make this, and they go out in the garage and they whip one together, and they do it. They have some scrap wood, they make it, they sell it. Oh my God, I just made 50 bucks. But now your next one you make, you have to go buy the wood, you got to buy the nails, you got to buy the varnish if you're making something out of wood, obviously, and doing that. And then when you come up with your price, never sell anything for a flat $10, 20 bucks, 100 bucks, 50 bucks. Even if you're like, when I had my moving business, I never told somebody I'd move their house for $500. It was $665. It was $725. It was always an odd number because it comes across as being a lot more calculated, even though it might be a roundabout guesstimate in your head just because you've done it so many times, you know what it's going to cost you and you can just do it. But never make it a rounded number, because one, they might bargain with you a little bit and you might have a little buffer room to negotiate. But for the most part, always keep those as an odd number and never, that's as simple as that. Just don't keep it as always keep it as an odd number. Never keep it a simple number. Never an even $100, you know, whatever it is. Always add a little bit something onto it. And then when you do say that price, when you give them that price, plant your feet. You think it might be a little bit high, but you're going for it. You think these people will pay the price that what you're gonna offer your services for, because you're worth that value. Your value is worth the money you're about to suggest to them pay you. You know, just plant your feet, say it's solid, so for whatever it is, your price is for the reasonable price of, say, 750 bucks as an example. And just keep your mouth shut after that. Let them say the next word. And that's a big part of negotiating price on there, because if you start talking and they hesitate for 30 seconds, that silence is uncomfortable for you and them. Keep that in mind. It's not just you thinking, oh man, this is taking a long time. They're putting all that stuff through their head. They're justifying it in their head themselves with whatever reasons you've got. You've bought stuff before and you had to justify why you wanted to buy it or why you're going to pay a little bit more for this product versus that product. And they're doing the same thing with you now. So take that into consideration. Keep that silent. Let them say the next thing. If they come back with a offer price, you can either counter offer or you can take it. Now it's your choice. If the ball is back in your court and you're in control of what's going on, you know they're interested. Now it's just a negotiation game of the price. And doing that. So by starting out odd, you can bring it down to an even number and settle on that and be good to go. You know, but if you're not working in that whole scenario of you come in at 500 bucks, now you're probably going to be down to 450 bucks. You start at 525, you might come down to 500, lock it in and run with the money. You know, that 25 bucks isn't going to make that big of a difference. And you should have enough buffer in there, so that's your extra $25 in there anyway for your margin. If you go back to my videos about the 80-20 rule, you always want 20% extra. That doesn't matter if you lost it, it wouldn't affect your job. It's just bonus money on top of whatever you're doing. You can look that up later back on my YouTube channel there. But anyway, so keep that in mind when you're pricing a product out. And if you need help looking at an evaluation, you want to start a business, you're looking to either produce a product, a service, you know, and you don't know quite how to like come up with a price because one, you're new at the business, so you're self-conscious of what you're doing or what you're providing. You're worried that feel like you're faking it, you know, and you've heard the term fake it till you make it. No, there is room for that because you got to start somewhere. You know, you don't blatantly lie to them and say you've been doing it for 30 years and you haven't, because that will come out really fast. You can be honest with them and say, this is a bigger project than I normally have done, but I've done a lot of these other ones. You know, I'm willing to jump in and do this for this valued price. You know, and if I get over my head, I'm going to let you know right up front. I'll just be honest with them on that. So when you're coming out, take in what your costs are, what your setup fees are, all that little stuff that goes in there. And when you come up with that final price, make sure that's an odd number to do it. Hey, I'm Captain Brian. Let's get motivated. I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. If you like it, please share it with a friend. You know, and subscribe to my channel. You can hit the link below to do that. And we'll see you on the next one. Let's get motivated.